Hello, everyone. It's Mike Hayes. And if you have an innovative profile on LinkedIn, I want to interview you about it for our never-ending documentary about the new economy. I keep trying to explain to people, even the people that I work with, that the new economy has already completely changed or is in the process of changing everything about our incumbent economy. Oh yeah, the media are also calling it the gig economy, the platform economy, the on-demand economy, the sharing economy, and now the unscaled economy, because trying to keep up with all of the new things and define things today as they become more and more disrupted is becoming harder and harder. For example, this documentary is not the same as the documentaries I directed when I was with NBC TV and Radio News in New York. So for simplicity's sake, I'll just call it a new style economy and call this documentary a new style documentary. So to introduce you to this new style economy, I'm going to read a couple of short paragraphs about this meteoric shift. This comes from a new book just released this month, June 2018. Then I'm going to review some of the documentary evidence that I've been researching and sharing over the past 5 years, because I want you to be able to help me to help create more public awareness about this shift in order to create 10,000 new $100,000 per year incomes for families by 2025. Now, the author of this new book that I'm about to share with you is called Unscaled. His name is Heyman Tanasia. He has 5 degrees from MIT. So let's see what he has to say about this big shift in this new economy. He says, an innovative trend combining technology with economics is unraveling the behemoth industries, including corporations, banks, farms, media conglomerates, energy systems, governments, and schools that have long been dominated in business and society. Size and scale have become a liability. A new generation of upstarts is using artificial intelligence to automate tasks that once required expensive investment and renting. Remember, renting technology platforms to build businesses for hyper-focused markets, enabling them to grow big without the bloat of giant organizations. He goes on to say, the unscaled economy is remaking massive, deeply rooted industries and opening up fantastic possibilities for entrepreneurs, imaginative companies, and resourceful individuals. It can be the model for solving some of the world's greatest problems, including climate change and soaring healthcare costs. But it will also unleash new challenges that today's leaders must address. That's what I'm looking for. Today's leaders, imaginative companies, and resourceful individuals to interview about living and working in the new economy. So if you have an innovative profile on LinkedIn because you're doing something new, you've published a book, or you're doing some events that help people or entrepreneurs solve their everyday problems, I want to interview you for our New Money Media shows. So now, with my interest in interviewing you about living and working in the new economy, I'm going to share with you some documentary information from the neweconomychamber.com guest speaker research. So this information is provided to you as promised to help you prepare for me to better interview you. So let's take a look at some of the research that I've been curating over the last 5 years for you to give you some thoughts and talking points to, for the purpose of our interview with you, because my interviews are simple. Imagine that you were at a trade show and you had your LinkedIn profile behind you, whatever it is that you were promoting about yourself on LinkedIn, and somebody walked up to you, looked at your LinkedIn profile behind you at this trade show and just said to you, that's interesting, what do you do? They just ask you to describe what it is that you are offering to help people to get what they want. It's that simple. Then after that, after you've described who you are and what you have to offer to people to help get you new clients, I ask you, and how are you living and working in this new economy? As long as you talk about that, whatever is your truth and your experience about it, that's what I want to hear from you to help us all together create much more public awareness to help people get their bearings and start earning again. Earning in the new economy is like moving to a new country and having to earn there. Yeah, there's a few changes you have to make, but you're still the same, and so is your business. So let's get started. This article is from Forbes magazine. So if you're concerned about full-time work, Forbes actually says gig work can be safer. Hardly a week goes by without someone lamenting the rise of the so-called gig economy, where freelancers cobble together income from multiple sources. The common complaints are that there's no security in freelance work, that such workers are exploited. The frequent call to action that comes from companies should create more permanent jobs because that would give more workers more security. Such claims, Forbes says, defy logic. This article goes on, job security is an illusion. There is no job security. It's dead. Its rotting corpse got buried long ago in an unmarked grave on the wrong side of town. Bosses now fire so-called permanent workers with the same gay abandon that they toss used Kleenex into the trash. The moment things aren't working out in the business, you're likely going to get fired regardless of your past performance. This is reality, according to Forbes. Diversity of income is security. Few business leaders would ever think it wise to rely solely on one customer. Why does anyone then think it's better for people to rely solely on one employer? In essence, that is what a full-time worker is doing, and that's what full-time work is all about. For most people, a permanent position means that they devote their working hours to just one company. Who wants to depend on a single source of income that could disappear in an instant? Now, you can click here to get more from these articles. I don't need to read them all to you. But Forbes makes some great points. You're at risk when the boss stumbles. Now let's take a look at this from the side of the industry. This is from the Employee Benefits Advisor. It says the rise of the gig economy is akin to a tsunami that is not far from crashing on the beachfront. The American economy is becoming more dependent on this workforce, the independent workforce, leading to a seismic change and configuration. Here's another article from Forbes about the future of your career depends on lifelong learning. The U.S. government is taking notice, as this article says, lawmakers propose floating benefits for gig economy workers. And again, you can click on these articles to get right to the full article. And here's one that can really hit home if you're a parent or grandparent. It says the myths and realities of education and preparation for self-employment in the freelance economy. Why our obsession with EdTech and workforce prep concerns parents and public educators. An upcoming webinar titled The Future of Work and What It Means for K-12 Schools has Carolyn Lee concerned about career readiness. Again, click right below there for the link to the full article. Here's one from Entrepreneur Magazine. This is how I manage freelance workers and why it works. Building long-term but flexible relationships assures you the talent you need when you need it at the price you can afford. Here's an article from the Wisconsin Technology Council. Independence is a driving force of the gig economy. Here's an editorial from the Detroit News. Keep out our welcome mat. The internet has made the world a much smaller place with strangers able to connect instantly through apps, what we call instant collaborations, when they need a ride or a place to work. While they're a growing place, this new sharing economy, the benefits outweigh the negatives. Here's an intriguing article, what it takes to build a company that you can sell for $1 billion according to a guy who did it. Here's an article about getting employment in this new economy. 78% of recruiters view gig economy as friends, not foes. The Financial Times says the gig or sharing economy is expected to grow from $14 billion in 2014 to $335 billion in 2025. There's lots and lots of research here on this documentary research page for you to read so you can contribute to our never-ending documentary. This one says, Walmart expects surge in online sales as its digital strategy ramps up. The world's largest retailer is holding its annual investment community in terms of online and last mile delivery, McMillan said. The gig economy, and the article goes on, but you can read more right there. And this page has lots of articles about what it takes to be a key resource in the new economy and how to promote yourself by building your brand in the new economy. Like Brene Brown talks about, that telling your story and bringing, stories even about personal turmoil can be a key to innovating in the new economy. Hotel chains are experimenting with Airbnb services. All of this research is here for you. I want to be able to use the people that are innovating in the new economy, telling their story on sites like LinkedIn and Facebook and Meetup, etc. We want to hear your voice talk about what you're doing and now that you're doing it in the new economy. We try to cover all aspects of the new economy, and that's one of the reasons that we hold mastermind groups. As this article says, loneliness is the scourge of modern workers, says former U.S. Surgeon General. So I wanted to provide you with this documentary about the documentary research information that we have right here for you to simply read through so you can participate with us in our never-ending documentary story about the new economy. I look forward to interviewing you after you've done a little research, get your talking points together so we can help people understand more about the new economy and where to go to get a consistent flow of information about the new economy, not only to get current, but to stay current in the new economy and learn more about how this can become your number one competitive advantage. So again, now let me show you how to use this new style documentary to get you ready to be interviewed about living and working in the new economy for our never-ending documentary about the new economy, because it's not going to disappear. So I call these As Told to Mike Hayes interviews to spotlight the LinkedIn profiles of thought leaders and masterminds of the new economy. Like I say, the new economy has changed everything. And it's also opened exciting new money-making opportunities for people who are receptive to accept change. For example, the new economy has changed Meetup. So that's why I interview people like Sunil Bhaskaran. He's the leader of our mastermind group that's about both Meetup and is now also for those interested in global business. Or I can interview Omar Briones about his LinkedIn profile and living and working as an infopreneur in the new economy. Or I can talk about all kinds of different lifestyles by interviewing people like Kim Ryle, principal of Applied Sustainability Group. Or I can interview Melody Chambers, owner and designated broker at House Love Realty. And you're about to learn that Melody Chambers does a lot more in the new economy too. So again, just watch and read this multimedia documentary because I want to interview you about living and working in this new economy. This is a new style documentary. It's interactive, so you can get to the good stuff that's of interest to you immediately, not just listen to a linear documentary, because the new economy is all about digital time. So you could just scan down our multimedia documentary, see what's of interest, read the headlines, read the article summary, and then click at the bottom to get to the full article, any full article that's of interest to you. I'm not expecting you to be an expert about the new economy. All I want to do is help you to understand. If I was interviewing you about doing business in France because you had just moved there, you were doing business, and I said, well, how do you like doing business in France? It would be important to your success to be able to say, well, I love the Eiffel Tower. It's that simple. So please don't overthink this. Don't miss this opportunity. Reach out to me. We can have a simple pre-interview. I can listen to what you have to say about what you're doing, and I am more than happy to guide you to some specific information about your niche in the new economy, because this can become your number one competitive advantage for years to come, but only if you take advantage of it. Thanks for joining me. Reach out to me. You can reach me by email, mike@bigideasexpress.com, or learn more at theneweconomychamber.com. I look forward to interviewing you. Thanks. I'm Mike Hayes.